Hello and welcome to my blog. My name is Paul Roche and I'm one of your fellow students in Education 639. I had an interview earlier today with my brother, Joseph Roche. He is a technology division chair and senior faculty member for Metropolitan Community College in Kansas City, Missouri. He supervises 11 career programs and general education to support associate's programs in the the applied sciences degree programs. The most important finding I found in education technology or distant education that I discovered during my interview with Joseph was access. Uh, Access to meaning the technology available. Why is this important? Well, having a fair access closes the gap in between good quality and poor quality education. In my previous blog on best practices, I used the 3D model to explain my personal learning theory. Um, I used one of the D's to explain diversity. To me, it's imperative to consider diversity when striving for best practices in learning, and then, of course, in an online learning. This, of course, applies to where I'm heading in my education and beyond. I intend to get on into curriculum development, course development, and also instruction, hopefully. Much of the reason for inequality in access to a fair education is due to reasons of diversity. In my discussion with Joseph, we discussed some of the non-technological reasons for unfair access, meaning some of those would be transportation for inner city students, lab practice, lab time. In my experience in allied health, it's the similar issue with students and clinical rotations. Many of the students would come out to a hospital 50 miles away from where they lived, having to travel in from the big city or through the big city of New York and find a clinical place. So it's an access issue, I believe. That's a non-technological issue in access. Um, in the technological side, which had to do with staff development and updating with technology, there was an access issue that we discussed there. He stated that many high schools are emphasizing students that pursue a four-year degree, yet demand in the workplace is so high due to the baby boomer era which we are in, that many of the employers are taking students before they finish their programs and paying for them to complete training through their workplace, which speaks to staff development on the workplace in technology. So there is another access issue that we discussed. Let's see. My views. I would say my views changed having had this discussion, in that professional development seems to be more of an important issue than I anticipated. It's relevant to me that I think that in either way, staff development, faculty development, or student instruction, I can be just as fulfilled with my career in either of those capacities, because I feel that I probably will be meeting a very good need, a very important need. Both will require instruction to some degree, or actually all three would most likely require instruction, whether it be on the workplace as a program developer in the education department, or working for faculty to train them in the latest of technology and how it can be appropriately used for students. I believe any of those capacities, if I were to work in one of those, it would definitely be a fulfilling career, because I would feel as though I'm filling a need and answering what I believe to be the Lord's call on my life. My interview was very insightful. It offered some very important points to consider when considering trends in educational technology and distant education. While I near the end of my learning experience through the master's program at Liberty University, um, I hope I can make a difference in improving the access uh, when I do enter the workplace. I feel as though I'm being well prepared. I do know that there is so much learning yet to have, and my brother Joseph, who I interviewed, had recommended to just take on any education experience you can, whether it be instruction, volunteer instruction, um, or even in as a Sunday school teacher. All those things are considered that you have experience and able to stand before people and pass on knowledge and be a well structured program. So I hope that I have fulfilled some needs here in those who are listening to my blog. I certainly have, and I will definitely welcome your input. Please feel free to blog your responses. Thank you very much.